So I continue to get questions from people about what types of books should and should not be slabbed. And I started to do a video to talk a little bit about how you don't have to get books slabbed if that's not something that you want to do. To some degree or another, it's about personal preference. And if you want to slab books, you should. And if you don't want to do that, you can do that. And I wanted to also just provide people with context as to why I actually slab some books. And as I thought about it, I realized that I already have done a video on this topic, and I actually did one back in 2018. So instead of trying to recreate some magic, I decided to just dust it off and share it with you guys again. This video was actually filmed when I was on the road. I was actually traveling for work. I was in a hotel. I don't remember what city I was in, to be honest with you, but I recorded the video in the hotel, and here it is right now. My hope is that you guys will enjoy it and be able to take away some magic from this video. At least that's my hope. And if you do enjoy it, I definitely want to encourage you to leave a comment behind, hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed, do that as well. Here's the video. In this video, I'm going to give you 4 reasons why I choose to encapsulate books. Stay tuned to this video for the details. How you guys doing? Reggie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and I want to welcome you to another one of my videos. In this video, I am going to run down 4 reasons why I choose to encapsulate books. Now, this list isn't necessarily to say what you should do with your collection, but I want to give you some insight into how I manage my own collection. As I run through this list, what you're going to notice is that each one of the reasons starts with the letter P. Why the letter P? Who knows, but just bear with me. So the first reason why I choose to encapsulate books is for preservation. During the encapsulation process, CGC actually inserts a microfiber into the book. This microfiber actually absorbs some of the harmful molecules that are released by paper over time. These molecules are responsible for the breakdown of paper. They're responsible for the discoloration and the brittleness that you'll see with paper over time. And so this microfiber actually preserves the book and prevents some of that breakdown that occurs over time. Once upon a time, CGC actually recommended that books be reholdered or re-slabbed every 7 to 10 years. They've actually done away with that guidance, and the reason is because their encapsulation process, that microfiber, the holder, all of those things have actually improved over time, and so they no longer make that recommendation. So the first P and the first reason why I choose to encapsulate my books is for preservation. The second P is for protection and also peace of mind to some degree or another. I record a lot of videos if you've been a subscriber to my channel or watched my videos. And so I'm constantly pulling books in and out of boxes. And if there were a chance that one of my books could be damaged as a result of me taking it out of a box and maybe banging the side or slightly mishandling the book, I can tell you I would do a lot fewer videos featuring my books. But because they're encapsulated in a slab, it gives me a level of protection, which also gives me peace of mind that I'm not going to damage or ding my book accidentally for the purpose of a video. The other thing is I have 2 young children who don't necessarily appreciate the value of a good comic book. And so the encapsulation, again, gives me a little bit of protection if they happen to find the books or if they happen to see the books and touch them. And now, that isn't to say that I let my children play with my comic books, but children get into things. And so, again, this gives me a little bit of peace of mind that if something happens, the book will have some protection, unlike if it were just in a regular sleeve or a protective sleeve bag and board. So protection is very important for me. The third P is around possible sale. Now, when I say possible sale, I'm really talking way into the future possible sale. I sell a lot of comic books, but they're primarily raw books that I'm selling either individually or in bulk. I've actually never sold a slab book and have no intention of selling a slab book. Just about every book that I've had slab is a book that is still in my collection and will probably be in my collection long term. And then of course I've bought a lot of slabs for the purpose of holding those books long term. So yes, Possible sale may happen, but we're not talking immediate. We may be talking when my children take over my collection at some point, but they will have some idea of which books are valuable versus those books that aren't, because I've taken the time to actually preserve and protect the books that are of value, which is primarily keys or books that I've preserved for sentimental purposes. The fourth reason and the last is personal prerogative. Now, what do I mean by that? What I'm saying is that there are lots of guidance and lots of reasons why people give for slabbing books. But at the end of the day, it's my collection. And because it's my collection, I decide how it should be managed. The same way that I decide what types of books I buy, whether they're Silver Age, Bronze Age, Golden Age, whether they're superhero or horror, it's my collection. And as part of that, I get to decide how my collection is preserved or protected. And so again, I choose to encapsulate books not just because the books are valuable or may potentially be valuable, but I also preserve them in many cases for sentimental purposes. Some of the earliest books that I received as a kid, I actually have had slabbed, not because again they're worth anything, but because they're important to me. And at the end of the day, I think we all have to remember that comic book collecting should be fun. It's not just about making money. It's not just about, holding on to something because it's valuable. It's about doing something that you just enjoy. So those are my 4 reasons why I choose to encapsulate books: preservation, protection, or peace of mind, possible sale, and lastly, personal prerogative. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I encourage you to do so. Have a good one.